What's up everybody, Nat here. And I have realized something lately. So a couple years ago, I bought myself a Jazzmaster baritone guitar, one of the Squier Vintage Modifieds, which was heavily featured in our other video about using a Bass 6 as a baritone guitar. And from the get-go, I realized now I had never really been happy with that guitar. I had wanted to put a vibrato system on it, but the way that the Danelectro hardtail bridge that they use on there, I could only do that with heavy body modification. And given how much money I spent on that guitar, because those are ridiculously overpriced secondhand, given how much money I spent on it, I didn't feel comfortable doing modification on it. And so instead, I have been playing this Bass 6 as a baritone for a while, which has a tremolo system, like just hit the microphone there. It is pretty great. It's pretty nice. I've updated the pickups in here. I got some Lollars, and it's pretty good. But there's one little problem here as well, which is that this 30-inch scale length is pretty beefy. It's pretty beastly, and I am not a very large individual. I am of below average height, and I can make this work, but there's some other things that happen with such a long scale length, like there are overtones that you get with the strings that are different than if you had a shorter scale length. And I realized something from just looking all around, looking at other baritones, thinking like, can I flip the Jazzmaster and buy something else? And not really being able to find anything that I liked, I realized, to put an old cliche out there, if you want something done, do it yourself. So I sold the Jazzmaster and I bought a Jazzmaster. This is a standard Squier Classic Vibe that I just got in the mail. And I also got this Fender Subsonic baritone conversion neck that will take this 25.5-inch scale to a 27-inch scale. They're not lined up right. 27-inch scale, which is going to feel, I think, a lot more comfortable for me, and is also much more standard as far as baritone scales go. So I'm going to do that. There are a few things I'm going to have to do first. This nut is pre-filed as like a standard 6-string guitar, but those are pretty small slots. So I have a set of nut files here, so you can get those up to the right size. And then I got no tuning machines. So I'm gonna see if I can swap these guys off of here and put them onto here, and yeah, gonna see how it goes. First things first though, I haven't actually heard this. I bought this intending to eventually trade out the pickups. We'll see what happens, I guess. I just gotta hear these first. I'm gonna throw them through my, plug it into my pedal board, which I'm due for a new tour. If you guys have seen the old pedal board tour, that's way out of date. But yeah, I'm just gonna see what this sounds like as is, right out of the box. So in true Nat fashion, this is not going to be the actual first listen, because I recorded for about 9 minutes before I realized that the microphone was not on one of my amps. So yeah, here's I guess take 2, but I'm still figuring my way around this thing, so it's not all's in vain. So yeah, it's got a nice, it's nice and thick. It's got a nice rich but still like chiming tone. Jazzmaster, there are other videos talking about all this, but it's kind of a confusing layout. There's a switch here that goes between the lead circuit and the rhythm circuit, which I'm not totally sure electronically what's happening there. The rhythm circuit has its own volume control independent of this volume, and also its own tone control independent of this tone control. So, but it doesn't seem to follow the pickup selection at all at that point. But the lead circuit's real nice. It's got just a nice full range sound. Maybe that'll transfer over well to a baritone range. We'll see. But before we gotta do that, we just gotta do, since it is a Jazzmaster, gotta run it through the Keeley Loomer, make Kevin Shields proud. Like Kevin Shields is still with us. He's not dead, by the way. He's still... Oh, man, I hope he doesn't die. God, that'd be so awkward. I'm gonna play around some more on this. Seeing how that feels on a baritone. That's a classic baritone riff. Drop D action going on. think that's a pretty good start. We'll see how it feels in a lower range. So it turns out that the both the screw configuration and the holes of the Subsonic neck are bigger than the standard Jazzmaster one. So I've got to make an order. So see you in a couple. So I had a brilliant idea, and my wife was over at her parents' house, and her dad plays guitar and has done a ton of project guitars in his time. And I said, maybe he has some tuning machines over there that might fit. And I texted her, asked, could you ask him? And sure enough, so gonna see how these go. Hey, so we are back. It is a few days later. I don't even remember when I started this. I have stopped making updates for every little minor thing because there are all sorts of things that I was trying to do. The biggest problem that I'm still sorting out is the nut on here. The nut that came in there, I had originally filed it down, and I would put new strings on it, and I was, wiggling the strings to get them stretched out, and the end of that popped off. So ordered a new nut, which was a flat bottom. This needs a round bottom nut on there. If you order a nut from someone online, let them know that. I wish I would have, but you're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but it cracked when I was trying to put it in place. It is still the broken nut. It's cracked right around the fourth string. So I can play it, I can mess around with it for a bit, but I am going to get that fixed. The tuners that I got from my father-in-law work like a charm. Don't even need to screw them in place. They are steady. They are on here with just like the nut on there. And I've been playing this for, I feel like, about a week or so, and honestly I love this. This is I'm not even sure I'm gonna update the pickups, not right away anyway, but the 27-inch neck feels so much better than the 30-inch. I don't need to have the strings quite as tense, so like I don't just immediately cramp up from playing power chords like I did before. Man, I bought a baritone, and I wrote 6 of 8 songs on the new album on a baritone, and I'll play 3 of them in a row live, and my hand will just kill me. It's much more comfortable to play. There are a lot less of those really high chiming overtones that you get, those frequencies that you would think that a lower register would, or that a longer neck would give you sort of like a lower register, a darker tone, but that is, I have found to be entirely opposite the case, for various scientific reasons that someone else can go into. But other big thing that ate up a lot of time was trying to get the neck in action set up. It's pretty dang near as low as you can get and straight as you can get at this point. Biggest thing that just kept eating up my time is because I haven't done a ton of guitar setups, is that just trial and error with how many shims to put in the neck. The Classic Vibe Squier Jazzmasters actually already come with a little, like, it's almost like a little piece of sandpaper that's like glued in place, that's already there. And so I tried with few different angles, but that one still ended up being about the same. But it feels real nice. I think it sounds real nice. Yeah. So, and also it cost me less than one of the Vintage Modified Jazzmasters cost me, so I probably just should have done this in the first place, but live and learn. So I am going to plug this in and show y'all what it sounds like. So it is now a few weeks since I started this video. I still haven't edited it. That, you know, got a baby now. So, but I had some important developments in this project because since I got the baritone together and got it set up and got the new nut installed and filed that down properly, I've just known that I need to upgrade the pickups. It's just the stock Jazzmaster Squier guys in there right now, which isn't great. And pickups are a really easy thing to upgrade, and so it's probably the one thing you can do to make your guitar sound much better without much effort. It's the biggest bang for your buck in that regard. But I didn't know what I wanted it to sound like, because there are a few options that you can do for a baritone. You know, a lot of people like theirs to be set up like really thick and dark and heavy, and you know, like a really hot output metal sound, or also like a bright chimey, more kind of plinky or twangy tone. Which, you know, you might find in like a lot of like old spy movies, or the Twin Peaks main theme. A lot of old country music also had baritone guitars playing on these low melodies. And I am not even sure what I want my baritone to sound like. So I'm watching video after video. I'm watching all these demos for different pickups. And I'm watching, you know, for Seymour Duncan's and for Lollars and for Curtis Novak, and, you know, all these different things they have on there for, you know, the vintage Jazzmaster sound, or the hot Jazzmaster, or the P90s, or, you know, do I want to put a Firebird pickup in there or whatever. Curtis Novak makes a Telecaster pickup that fits into a Jazzmaster shape. And so, yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with options. And at the same time, I'm having a crisis of my own, because I had spent a bunch of money to put Lollars in this guy. The middle one is not a Lollar. I only went for two. Not made of money here. And I've just been feeling kind of stupid for, you know, not spending all this money to upgrade this guitar that I am not really playing anymore. I've got it set up as a Bass 6 again, but I don't play bass live really much at all, especially not in my band. And so, you know, I'm just feeling kind of stupid because, you know, these pickups are a completely different shape than the Jazzmaster pickups. And it'd be really nice if you could just put these pickups into that guitar. But, you know, it's a different shape. So then I had a realization. The Jazzmaster pickups that we all see in a guitar, we don't actually see the pickup itself. So this is Jazzmaster pickup. You're noticing that it's already out of the guitar. I thought about documenting the process while I was doing it, and then I just said, screw it. I don't want to go through the effort. But this pickup here, it's a wider single coil, gives it a mellow sound. This is just sitting under a separate cover. There's this, and then there is the Jazzmaster cover, which is the part that you actually see. And then these little magnet poles are, where's the camera? These little magnet poles are sticking out through the cover. And also on those Lollar pickups, which for the Bass 6 are, like they're a modified Jaguar pickup. They are designed to give a little more low end response without being muddy. They are designed to, you know, get a lot of nice clear mid range, and to get the bridge pickup in particular is just, you know, crystal clear. And those also have a pickup cover that goes over, you know, the bare pickup, and it has these little holes for the magnet poles that, you know, perfectly line up. And I had the moment of realization that I can just put these in there. And so to describe it kind of crudely, I just went and I pulled this guy out of the plastic cover, and then I pulled this cover off of the Lollars, and then I just, you know, put them in here. And so this is the same pickup cover, but with a thinner pickup in there. So if you're, you know, you'll feel kind of hollow spots here if you're tapping at it for where the pickup isn't, because it is a smaller pickup, but it fits perfectly underneath the Jazzmaster pickup covers, and I didn't have to do any modification at all. I didn't even need to drill any new holes. I didn't need to modify the pickups in any way. I just put them under the covers, and y'all, this must sound sick. So I'm going to play you a little demo.
So in the great tradition of YouTube guitar demos and gear demos, here's my clean tone. Here's the neck pickup. Bridge pickup. Combined. Here's the rhythm circuit, which again isolates the neck pickup and cuts the tone down to a fraction of the. So I think it starts around like 40% of the tone knob, maybe a little more. Probably more than 40%, but let's run it with some effects. One thing about Lollar pickups is that they don't pot the pickups quite as much. That is when they you will dip a pickup in wax to get all of the coils to get them to stay in place and not shake as much. It prevents pickups from going microphonic, but Jason Lollar believes that if you do it too much, it will deaden the pickup. And so Lollars are famously a little more lively in that regard and a bit more bright, which with high gain overdrives and distortions and fuzzes, of which my board is abundant. There's a higher risk of feedback at high volumes, and my wife and baby are out for the night, and so daddy's playing at high volume, and so trying to avoid feedback in any of these demos. And it's you may have heard that it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I'm gonna take this mother to drop a
yeah, so that is the story of me and my new Jazzmaster Baritone that is basically built to spec. You know, everything from the bridge to the, I mean, I have to replace the switch, but that's going to be how much? The pickups to the scale length, everything is basically, you know, exactly what I would want in a baritone guitar, and especially like it a lot more than that Squier Jazzmaster Vintage Modified baritone that I had bought. And so, and this only cost me, you know, $350 for the guitar itself. It was like $275 for the neck. The nut was $12, and then the pickups, you know, I already had those, but you know, when I bought them, it was you know, probably 130 a piece, and so you do that math, and you know, just round up for shipping and stuff, and it's probably not like $975 that I spent on this, which is a, you know, I think a better baritone. It's more in line with what I would want, especially. But it's also, I think, a better instrument than a lot of the baritones that are for sale for a lower price. Also, I spent a lot less than I did on that vintage modified Squier, and so if you are looking to get into baritone, I would highly recommend getting a guitar that you want to play, and then just throwing one of these subsonic necks on it, or you know, there are other conversion necks on there from Warmoth and other companies. They're all, you know, kind of around the same. If you want to gamble, oh man, if you want to gamble, you can find some from China for like $60 or something like that. I didn't want to do that gamble. Maybe later. Yeah, I might try it later on. Try to see how cheap I can make a baritone. Anyway, adding the neck on yourself actually really isn't that hard. Filing the nut down was maybe the most tedious thing, except it was really kind of satisfying. There's something really satisfying about it. And so if you're looking to get into baritone, this is absolutely the way I would go. Especially if you're looking for a Jazzmaster baritone and you don't want to shell out the nutsos price that the vintage modified are going for now. I think I'm seeing them going around on Reverb for like 1200s. Like I probably saw some for less than 1200, but that seems to be the going rate these days. And so I would much rather be able to have a guitar and then use the rest of that money to buy a, you know, nice pedal. I think the Dr. Scientist Atmosphere cost about that, about the difference between between the two guitars. So yeah, good luck. Go build your own baritone and have fun with it. It's real great getting those low. So yeah, if you try something, let me know. Or if you have any other questions, I would love to help. The other video that I put up there about Bass 6 has become, I have found, a very needed resource. As many views as comments as that has gotten. There are a whole lot of people with the same question as me. And so I'm here to help in the comment section. Yeah, and go, you know, we just released a split with our friends Analecta, so maybe go listen to that. It's called Retrouvé. I'll put it in the comments. Peace.